Is your vision board actually giving your manifestations the ick? Rather than doing what it's supposed to be doing, is it saying, nah, no thank you, and doing the opposite? Today, we are going to find out, and if it is, we're going to fix it. Because if it is, the things that you have put on there, honey, they ain't coming. You can be doing all the things, but they aren't coming. And what we're doing today is looking at your vision board from a completely new perspective. Because today we are specifically talking about the deep self-coaching and the energy work that you have not done around your vision board yet. And it's the reason that the vision board is not working. And I also want you to know that if this is the case, it's not your fault. Nobody's teaching this. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what is missing from your vision board and what you need to do to fix it. Because today we are fixing the icks and we are going to energetically activate your board. So I know that you might have made your vision board in an online workshop or in an in-person workshop. And that also might be part of the problem. So we'll get to that in point 2. So first of all, we really need to get one thing straight. Vision boards, they are not a craft project. They are energy work. They are a self-coaching tool. They are a technique. And they need the right intention, the right meaning. They need heart connection and pure connection to the actual goals that you have to be able to do them effectively. Because without that, they are literally just pictures. They are literally just nice pictures, creating a nice scrapbook effect of pictures that you like. So we're going to break this down into the 7 layers of the problem, into the 7 areas where your vision board can be giving your manifestations the ick. And the first one is the pre-work problem. When we sit down to a vision board, and that is the first thing and the only thing that we're doing, we are missing out on a whole subset of what we really need to be doing, which is connecting with our heart, connecting with our true desires, and really deciding what it is that we want in the short, medium and long term, understanding our actual goals on a heart and soul level, on a truth level, tapping into our identity, tapping into what beliefs we're carrying around in relation to the things that we're putting on our vision board, looking at those imprints and being aware of them and knowing that we're going to have alchemization work to do through spiritual self-coaching on that. And so if you're attending a vision board session or doing a vision board session or just sitting down to create a vision board and it's a 90-minute session and you haven't done the pre-work first, there is absolutely no point at all in creating a vision board. It needs to be done. It needs to either be done as part of it, but I would always recommend doing it in 2 separate parts. If you've already done your vision board, going back to do the pre-work and just really seeing where that connection lies, just seeing how much truth is in those pictures that you've chosen. And as we work through this, you will start to see how each layer kind of builds on the last one. Because a vision board slapped together willy-nilly is literally just a collection of pictures. And also another technique that I know is sometimes used is feeling into the pictures and sort of seeing how they make us feel, which is great on one hand, but it's not the whole picture. It's a tiny slice of the energy work that is actually required. When we are creating a vision board, it is about intention, it is about meaning, and it is about heart connection. And creating the vision board is actually a collection of first parts of the co-creation process. I always prefer to separate the 2 sessions because when it comes to heart connection, letting your desires marinate is so, so important. Allowing ideas, desires to come into your energy and fuse and meld with your energy and let them evolve over, a period of time rather than just being like, yes, this is what I want. I'm just going to slap that on and decide what I want and focus on it. Allowing it to evolve and grow naturally in your energy is such a beautiful part of it. So all of this has to come first. So I've just mentioned a lot of things that needs to happen. And it is a lot, it can be a lot. And it's something that I work with my clients on doing with them. And it's something that I teach my clients to do themselves. It's also something that I am going to have a lot of YouTube videos in the coming weeks and months. So if you are not already, make sure you're subscribed to follow along with those. This is a life's work. It's a life's process. So it's not something we need to rush. It's something that we can evolve with. So it's not a case of, oh no, I did my vision board wrong, I need to go back and fix it now. It's a case of taking each part as you learn it and as you evolve and evolving your process as you do. So it's not something we need to rush for. The next section is going to be the environment issue, or I wanted to call it the energy issue, but the whole thing is an energy issue, so we can't really do that. But the environment. So a lot of people, what they do is they attend a vision board workshop, and maybe online, maybe in person. And when we attend these things, and Now, most people do not properly activate and shield their energy anyway, let alone in these types of settings. The space holders often don't create energetic boundaries, and there isn't the required energetic hygiene. So, starting at an energy level, the environment issue. When you are doing this, your energy is mixing with all the people that you are around. If you are at home doing it on your own, it's mixing with the people that are in your home. Anything that's going on in your home is affecting you. So without activating and grounding and nourishing your energy first and cultivating the energetic environment that you want to be creating this board from, there is going to be outside disturbance. There is going to be interference from external sources. Now, when you are doing this in a group setting, there is also the additional layer of bringing it from energy and bringing it into the physical. So on a subconscious, unconscious level, you are being affected by the people around you, even if you don't think that you are. So you might be thinking, oh, who can see my board? On a completely subconscious level, your body is looking and it's kind of scanning for what's going on around you. And these issues, the fact that you're with people, it's affecting the micro decisions that you are making, even when you don't know about it. Like, you might even unconsciously see somebody else's board and allow it to influence yours. And so your board is not your truth because it's being influenced on every micro decision. There's a lot we need to get into here in terms of sort of, light interference, proxemics, all this sort of stuff. We'll cover it. We will get there with it. But we just need to know that when we make it around other people, our energy is not our own unless we are activating our energy and becoming really, really aware of what that feels like and how to clear it and how to cultivate your own energy field and how to know whether you're in your own energy. There is also the factor of imagined opinions that we create of other people and the energy strands that they hold. So they might not even be physically present, but we might be giving weight to somebody's opinion of us and of what we're putting on our board. And again, very, very unconscious, very much on an energetic or a body level, that we are actually giving weight to somebody's opinion. What would such a body think if they saw this board? Or, oh, they would like that. They would be impressed by this. And it's about really, really getting clear about this being our board, getting very pure in our energy and activating our own energy before we do this. It is absolutely not about being in a white bubble of protection, which I will go into again another time. Activating your energy is so much more than that, but you really need to be doing this. You need to be getting into a place where you are in your own energy, you are clear, you're activating, you're shielded before you're doing your vision board. The next issue we're going to be talking about is the tiny pool issue. You would not train to swim the Channel Tunnel in a hot tub. And when people are creating a vision board from 4 or 5 magazines, that's the size of the pool that they're giving themselves. And we need to just cast a wider net. We need a wider net. So the first level of creating your manifestations isn't even in it becoming into your physical reality, and it isn't even sticking the picture on your vision board. That is actually further down the line than some work we're going to talk about in just a minute. I don't think you would do this because you're a rebel empress and you know that your visions are so much more. They are so much more than what somebody else could curate. But when you see these as well, these vision board packs of a commercial product where somebody has decided what people should have on their vision board, they give me the ick in such a disgustingly massive way. It's a commercial product that somebody has curated to tell other people what should be on their board. And as the rebel empress of your life, of your business, of you, the last thing you need is to be told what to put on your vision board. It needs to come from you. It needs to come from the innermost resource, the most resourced area of your energy and heart and connection, not from a vision board pack. Even going back to the magazines, those magazines are curated by the editor of those magazines who decides what is acceptable, what is the aesthetic for this. And when we only pull from that sort of pool, we really are limiting ourselves. And so I'm going to show you now a technique to actually choose the images. And this is how you get images to go on your vision board. What you're going to do, you're going to take each piece mentally and mentally create a very, very detailed picture. The smells, the physical sensations, the sounds, what you can see visually around you, and really, really create this richness to a point where it activates something inside you, where you feel the energy switch in your gut and it floods your body with the high frequency energy. At that point, you're going to start making some notes about what's going on, and you're going to really anchor into that energy. And then you're going to do this for each of the boards, and I would say each of the images. And I would say, like, don't do too many. Maybe try and do sort of like 4 or 5 to start with. The next thing you're going to do when you've got all these things done and you've got your notes about it and you know how each of these images actually feels on a physical body level is go and create either a secret Pinterest board or a brand new Pinterest or a secret Instagram, wherever it is that you can get these images from, and then search everything. Search the specifics of exactly what it is that you've already created mentally, what you've already created in your mind, what you've already created energetically. That there, what you've just done before, is the first part of the co-creation process. This, what we're doing now, is the second part of actually manifesting this thing, whatever it is, into the reality, because we've created it mentally, you've created it in your mind. You're now creating it as an image that you're finding. And as you sit with the frequency of whatever it is that the picture of what it is that you're looking for, and you go to search these images and you look through and you find the ones that have that energy and that give you that feeling and save them all to these boards. This is your own personal pool. It's not some grotty little hot tub that everybody and their dog's been in. It's your own personal pool of frequentially aligned images for your board. It's going to be the pool that you're going to pull from. Now, you might want to do this over several days. You might want to take a little break from it and come back to it. When you've got this pool, you're going to go in and you're really going to choose the most aligned images, the most aligned image for your process, for whatever it is, the one that really speaks to you. And you're like, yes, that one anchors that energy that I created while I was creating the mental image. And then that's the image you're going to use on your board. That's the image you're going to use on your vision board. So that is the energetically aligned method of actually collecting images for your vision board. It's not cutting them out of a magazine. It's not using a vision board pack. So moving on, section 4, the abandoned board. You made the board, you never used it again, or you just stuck it on the wall. People go, oh, you put it somewhere prominent. You actually have to energetically interact with this board. It can't just be somewhere in your line of vision. You actually need to do energy work with the board. It's an energetic tool. It's energy work. Do the energy work with it. So, okay, this one's going to be twofold actually, because what we need to do first, when we've finished your board, so you have your finished board, you have your images printed out on your board, or you have them wherever it is digitally. The energy, if you've ever made sigils, the energy needs to be activated. This is how you're going to do it. What you are going to do is you are going to look at the board. You're going to feel into being that version of you who is experiencing them in the 3D reality. And you're really going to feel into that energy. And as you do this, you're going to infuse the board with the energy of the identity of that person who you are becoming, of who you are stepping into, the Rebel Empress energy. That is what you are going to infuse into that board and make that board mean something. Give it the intention, give it the life, give it the energy. Now, the next thing what you're going to do is you're going to connect with it regularly. You're going to feel into it. You're going to just have a couple of minutes, maybe at the end of your meditation, maybe after your lunch every day, whatever, just to really sit with the board and just look and feel into that same energy. And it's this repetition and it's this connection to the energy, which is the whole point of the board. It's about reconnecting to that energy. It's about using it. It's about using this as an energetic tool, as an energetic healing tool, as an energy work tool. And allow it to be powerful. Allow it to invoke that energy in you. When you look at it, that sort of the frequency of the board, allow that to invoke the energy of the identity of the next level version of you. Allow the board to invoke that in you. Section number 5. So moving on to the next section, which is the fake goals section. Now this one feels a little bit mean, but it's related to section 2. So this is section 5, and this is the fake goals problem, and it's related to section 2, but it's when we really haven't done that pre-work and when we haven't really dived into what we really truly want, and we've just kind of picked something. You know, you've added pictures that look good, or you've added things that you think you should want. And these things, when you will notice them, if any of these are included on your board, you will notice them, because when you look at them, you will sort of also, like, the energy will be there of excitement, but there'll also be like a little pang. There'll also be a pang where it's like, it feels off. It feels energetically not quite right. And it might not even be that these are fake goals or someone else's goals. It might be that they're old goals. It might be something we set a few months ago, or something that we always used to want that we've changed our mind on, but that actually we haven't admitted to ourselves that we've changed our minds on it yet. And you can go back a couple of months down the line and go, actually, you know, this is not part of who I want, of what I want in this moment right now. And the more you do this work, the more you go back into doing the identity work, the more you clear the beliefs, the more you alchemize the imprints, the more you are going to align to the truth of who you actually are. And it's actually absolutely fine to go, I don't resonate with that anymore, and just peel it off and throw it, because you don't want to do that anymore. And that is absolutely fine. Okay, that was sort of section 6. I kind of melded them two together. That was section 5 and 6. So the section 6 had sort of titled not being embarrassed of changing your mind. So I kind of melded them in from previous goals to current goals, but that it's always all right. I suppose the overarching message of point 5 and 6 is that it's absolutely fine to change your mind. It's absolutely fine to evolve energetically, to evolve on whatever level. It's evolution is why we're here. We're here to expand. We're here to evolve. So moving on to the final ick that your vision board might be giving your manifestations is the emotion. So this is where we are focusing on the physical 3D outcome more than the energetic and emotional state of whatever it is that we are creating for ourselves. Because it's never about the car, it's never about the house, it's never about the client numbers. It's about how creating all these things in your reality makes you feel. It's about what it allows you to do. It's about the energetic expression that you can give yourself on creating that, on achieving that outcome. And this runs through every single section of the 6 things we've spoken about in this video. Every step needs to be, am I connected to the overall energetic and emotional outcome of what it is that I'm creating, of who I am becoming? Am I connected to that, or am I looking at the material object? So that is 7 sections of how your vision board might be giving your manifestations the ick. It's the fixes, it's some processes, and it's some background information about how vision boards are actually energy work. Now, I already said there's a lot of other things that we could go into on a much deeper level, but it's about coming back and just applying what we know as we know it, and then being able to go through and change it. So, you know, it might be that actually you want to sit back and go and do the pre-work and start on that and start looking at your identity, start looking, really digging into what your short, medium and long-term goals are from a heart-centered place. Start looking at what old goals aren't aligned anymore. Start looking at what is the emotional, energetic state that I want to embody by creating all this stuff for myself. Like really, really digging in and going so much deeper than just sticking some pictures to a board. So I'm going to give you now a sort of a short rundown of what the overall fix would be. If you were to start doing a vision board from scratch, this is how you're going to go about it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into the pre-work and you are going to connect with your heart. You're going to energetically activate, and you are going to become so honest with yourself about what your true goals are, what your core identity is, what the identity point you have now is, and what the identity point you have in the desired reality, in this energetic frequency. Like, what's the desired identity and how is that different from my identity right now? And what imprints and beliefs am I carrying in me right now that is not aligned with me creating whatever it is that I'm putting on that vision board? The next thing you're going to do is you are going to create a beautiful, energetically cultivated environment to create your board from. So that means doing your energetic activations. That means going through and making sure that you are not being influenced by any outside energies when you do this. The next step is to start in the energetic frequency of what it is that you want to create, and create your pictures in the way that I just discussed in section, whatever section it was, because I can't remember. You are going to cast a wide net. You're going to source the images, the words, the colours that really touch that energetic frequency within you, and select only those, and be picky. Be very, very picky. If you can't find the image, it doesn't go on. You will find the image. You will create the image, because that's showing you that you can create the image of it. You can create the reality of it. You are going to energetically activate it with your energy, and you are going to allow it then to activate you. You are going to interact with this board daily. You are going to visualize with it. You are going to meditate with it. You are going to become acquainted energetically with your board. You are also going to get rid of anything that becomes apparent that isn't actually aligned anymore. So you might do it and come 3 months down the line, you're going to feel absolutely fine taking something off and saying, this is no longer something that I actually want to create in my life, and that is fine. It's shifted from this to this. Absolutely fine. And you are going to focus on the energy and the emotions of the board. So when you have done this, your beautiful board is going to become energetically active. It's alive, it's charged, it's working with and for you in the pursuit of you creating everything you want to create in your Rebel Empress life. And so the real fix isn't really any one thing. It's more the overall approach. It's more how you're bringing yourself and your energy to this task. Because it isn't a task, it's energy work. It's how we start infusing every area of our business, of our life, with energy work, because it all is. You know, we nurture and we cultivate the energy around everything that we're creating in every moment, and really bringing that in every step of the way. If you want to grab my free rituals guide, there are 44 rituals that you can incorporate throughout your day. There's also a blueprint into creating your own energy healing session, so you can use those rituals to create a session with. You can use those rituals as standalone 2-minute bites of energy work that you can do. I will also be posting, I've referenced it so many times in this video. There are so many facets of this. So I'll be posting videos with details of processes, with techniques, of all the different things that we've mentioned in this video. Like I said, this is a lifelong pursuit. It is stepping into our Rebel Empress era. And if you've enjoyed this video, then I'm pretty sure you're going to like this one here as well.